Erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. The 5 Ps can be applied to almost every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago, when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind. I bought a pair of Jordan 5s off eBay. They went through the authentication process. When they got here, something was wrong with them. I put them on and they immediately self-destructed. I contacted eBay. They said they weren't responsible. I filed multiple emails, photos, complaints. I didn't stop till I won. That's what I did for a pair of tennis shoes. Imagine what I would do for you. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Boost Mobile built America's newest 5G network and made it easier than ever to switch. And when you do, you can get a free Galaxy A25 5G. Need to hook up the whole family? With Boost Mobile, you can get 4 unlimited lines and 4 free 5G phones for only $100 per month. To switch, head to your local Boost Mobile store today and get your free Galaxy A25 5G or 4 unlimited lines and 5G phones for $100 a month. New customers only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239.
Know how to keep us safe. But Tallahassee politicians think they know better. That's why they're lying about Amendment 3. The truth? Amendment 3 will protect Floridians from marijuana laced with deadly drugs like fentanyl and provide billions in funding for police. Here's Gadsden County Sheriff Morris Young on Amendment 3.
I'm Sheriff Morris Young. Illicit marijuana laced with illegal drugs like fentanyl have destroyed lives. I know because I've seen it firsthand. Amendment 3 will save lives by making marijuana safe, regulated, and lab tested. Amendment 3 will protect our community from dangerous illegal drugs while allowing law enforcement to focus on serious crimes. Vote yes on Amendment 3, the smarter and safer choice for Florida.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite number 3, 321 Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today by calling 844-GET-MY-AD. That's 844-GET-MY-AD.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Universal. CamtechSchool.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We really do appreciate it. Jim's still taking a few more days off. He'll be back with us on Friday, weather permitting. Yeah, we laugh now, right, Jack? As you can hear, you've got myself, Deb Roberts, and our executive producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
And our special guest co-host today. Please join me in welcoming back, but my first time getting to work with you, Yay! Lauren Rowe, the Director of Communications for Orlando Sanford International Airport.
Thanks, you guys.
Yay!
I'm so excited to be here today. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Love it.
Don't have to do the news, and we're going to feed you.
I know. Exactly. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I was going through the news, right? And trying to start writing my scripts. And also I'm like, hold on, wait. I don't have to do the news.
Exactly.
I get to sit here and talk and eat.
Exactly.
It's super fun.
But I heard, and I really appreciate the last time when you filled in, you did do the news.
I did.
And took it very, very seriously. Jimmy was like, as soon as she came in, she sat down and immediately started working on the newscast.
I did. I did have some help, though. I did call in reinforcements because I was at work and I was working, and so I called on some of my news friends to help me. I said, can you go and...
It's nice to have friends, right?
I won't name names, but if she's listening, she knows. I called one of my friends in the news and I said, hey, could you, pull up the wires for me and, go...
Send me the best
Send
stuff.
me the headlines. So I did have help. It was super fun, but it was good.
Today we appreciate you coming back and hopefully be a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed.
I love it. I'm already excited.
Yeah, so having a good Tuesday so far, everyone, despite the weather out there?
Busy Tuesday.
Busy Tuesday.
We have a busy show.
Man, we do. We're going to have Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. That's going to be in the 5 o'clock hour. Before that, we're going to talk a little bit of football. So we'll be asking for some listener help at about 3:45. We've got Margaritaville Sunset Walk at Promenade coming in for our Best of Taco Challenge. That's going to be... you're
That's
gonna
why
love.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Jack said, could you come on and fill in? I said, absolutely, but what are you feeding me? He said, it's tacos. I said, I am in.
I am there.
I am there.
Absolutely. So we'll have a couple more restaurants that you'll be able to check out on October 5th when we do our, again, like I said, Sunset Walk Best of Challenge over at the Promenade at Margaritaville. Be welcoming in a chef as well as Ray Steins. We've got trivia with Brad. We've got A lot going on today, including finally some good news, Jack. I wanted to let you know a couple of things.
Talk to me.
You remember Daisy from last week? You put up that really cool Instagram video when she was our Animal House guest last Wednesday.
How could I forget Daisy?
I know. Snaggletooth pup. Really, really cute. Well, she went home today.
Yay! Got a forever home.
She
What
found
kind
her
of dog
forever
was
home.
she?
She looked a little bulldog.
Yeah.
She had a little bit of everything, but that one bottom tooth.
That's what got her.
That's what got her. And
yeah,
apparently,
that's what got her the home. The Snaggletooth wins every time.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. It won Jimmy over like that. Of course,
Yep.
she didn't like me, but she loved him. But the family that discovered her actually learned about Daisy from the Jim Colbert Show.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that was really good news.
We're doing good things here.
Yeah, we are. And speaking of good things, I also heard from Angie from the Humane Society of Lake County. Of course, our benefiting organization for Suds, Pups, and Pints just celebrated our second annual event this past Saturday. Thank you again to everyone who came out, got their dog washed, maybe just made a donation, made a bid on the silent auction, bought a T-shirt or a beer. Angie said the shelter was able to clear a little over $7,000.
Yay! Wow. What we did last year.
Yeah, a little bit, about 1,000 over what we did last year. We did a little over 6, and this year a little over 7.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, that is because again they're 100% supported by the community. They don't get any like national monies from a Humane Society umbrella organization.
Awesome.
So it's all through the community. So
Awesome. Hopefully, we got some animals going home after that too, as well.
yeah, because they said, right now, as if you know anything with a lot of rescues, a lot of shelters, their intakes are up, their adoptions are down. Because
yeah.
families are struggling with the cost of everything.
Of course.
And that includes
Yeah.
having pets.
Yep.
So the Humane Society, $7,000 from Suds, Pups, and Pints. So I thought that was pretty
Perfect.
cool.
Hey, congratulations to you, Deb, for spearheading the whole effort.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been that, because when you have a dog and you come home on the weekends and you grab your keys and the dog looks at you like, well, you were just gone.
I know.
Monday through Friday.
I know.
You're supposed to stay home with me.
I know.
So
My kids have been wanting us to get a dog recently, but we all work, and I can't leave it home alone all night.
Yeah.
All day, right?
How old are your kids?
I have one a freshman in college and a sophomore in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the sophomore is like, we need a dog. I'm lonely. My sister left me. I'm all alone. I'm like, nice try. Not
Pulling
gonna
on those.
happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Not gonna happen.
Actually, my sister just did this.
Really?
Up in Jersey, her oldest daughter went off to school. Her son is home. He's a freshman, and I think it was more for my sister.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Her baby was leaving,
Exactly.
and so they got a Havanese.
Oh, wow.
Just like
Oh,
Jeter was,
Havanese
yeah.
are such great
Yeah.
family dogs. I will say this: if I were home, right, like but we're at work all day, and I just don't feel comfortable leaving a dog by itself all day.
Yeah.
right? Like it's just not. It's
Absolutely.
just sad. And we are cat people, so we do have cats, but
I have cats too. Yeah.
do I.
yeah, we're cat people. we are. But maybe eventually, if we can, if I ever stop working full time, maybe we'll get another one. But the younger one's like, I need a dog. I need something.
I'm surprised they haven't pulled out but I'll be responsible.
I know, right?
I'll walk 'em
Exactly.
every day.
It's
and clean up
summertime.
after 'em.
I don't go to work. I'm like, well, what happens in the fall? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, kudos to you for being able to hold steady.
I am. I'm holding
Hold
steady.
strong.
Anytime we dog sit, I think, oh, I want a dog. And like 48 hours later, we're like, out. Get this dog out of my house. I can't handle it any longer.
It's kind of like grandparents and grandkids, right?
I
Oh, you're
know.
so sweet. And about 2 days later, go to your mother.
I know, exactly.
Go to your
right,
mother.
Right? But yes, I love that you guys are helping to adopt all these dogs. It's great.
Well, anytime you can help the community, especially those smaller organizations that, because fundraising is another job.
Yeah, and the more the merrier too. I would say if we were going to get a dog and we got another dog,
Right.
Like you have to have more than one. You can't just have one animal.
Oh, I like the way you're thinking, Lauren.
Right? So
I
I
like the
think
way you're
like-
thinking.
And of course, my children were supposed to be listening. They were like, "Oh, let's watch Mama make fun of us again on radio." Because last time I was on, Jack, I was pretty hardcore.
You were
really?
I really was. I made fun of my kids a lot, and they were like, "Mom, are you going to make fun of us again tonight?" I said, "Possibly, most likely."
I appreciate the fact that you said you're going harder today. You're going to double down, and you are doing it much later in the show.
Yeah.
So therefore, we're going to keep that younger demographic all the way through to 6 o'clock.
We definitely will. But like I said, I do feel like more than one is the way to go if you're going to do it.
Well, and, kind of back to, teasing the kids, but you're building resilience in them.
True.
It's a gift that this mother, it's a gift you're giving them.
True that. And we are definitely one of those families where we have a family thread. I would like to share with you, it's not all G-rated, I have to be completely honest, because my kids are a little crazy. But yeah, no, I will say we are one of those families where we do actually like to do a lot of joke, and there's a lot of laughter and stuff, mostly because my husband is a very funny guy. But yeah, there's a lot of laughter involved.
Good.
Usually at my expense. They're always making fun of me, by the way. It's always me.
This is payback.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's just I'm the most vulnerable when it comes to making fun of people. I'm one of those. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
That's okay. For the
It's
next
okay.
4 years,
That's
this
all
is
right.
called maternal payback.
I know it is.
It is.
It's okay. I'm all right. I'll live.
I'm almost thinking that you should go through like old baby photos and find some really choice ones that you can slap up on the YouTube feed, huh?
Possibly.
There's an
They're going to
idea.
start texting me now anytime. They're gonna like, show them this one, Mom. How about this one, Mom?
Lean into it, kids.
Lean in.
Lean in and embrace it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we do have a lot coming up today, including, Jack, we're hoping to talk to another meteorologist today.
Yeah, at 4 o'clock, we'll have someone from Fox 35, most likely TJ. I think that their newest meteorologist.
Right, TJ Springer, yeah.
Yeah, their newest meteorologist on at 4. We'll get an update on what we can expect as we are watching this storm just to the west of us and how much it will actually affect our listening area.
Yeah, I mean, it is the earliest they've ever, predicted a major category storm before the storm had ever formed.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
that's
and I'd
never
like to
happened
ask,
before.
we've been talking about this, my husband and I, because, we're old people now, so the Weather Channel
The
comes on.
weather
and
is-
Oh, wow. So you two get that insurance commercial where the people are sitting around
Oh, yeah,
talking
yeah.
around the.
You turned into your folks.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Can't help it.
seriously.
I've always
It's
been a
like,
weather
why am I
geek.
still watching the Weather Channel?
Because it's fascinating.
Right, and of course Reynolds Wolf. I don't know if you remember Reynolds. Reynolds was at Channel 6
Right,
when I was
right,
there.
right.
So we love Reynolds on the
Yeah.
weekends. I will say this: they're all like fashion challenged. All of them. They wear really crazy, weird clothes, but in general, they're great. But yeah, we were watching this morning, and it does seem, and I can't wait to ask our meteorologist today. It seems like they're just like blowing up in the Caribbean. Like, remember we used to see the wave off Africa, and then it would just go very slowly, and we would watch it and watch it. It seems like they're just blowing up right off the Caribbean. It's just very interesting this year.
I think
it seems
water.
very unusual.
It's
warmer,
the water.
and it's been warmer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 86 degrees. It's literally
Yeah.
literally jet fuel for hurricanes, and they're saying this one is going to very much potentially be like Hurricane Michael back in 2018. That was supposed to be a category 2 or 3, which is why so many people in the Panhandle decided not to evacuate. It wasn't the category, but then it sat in the Gulf, and within 24 to 36 hours turned into a monster category 5, and they're still recovering. And that's the part that...
Is that Mexico Beach
That's
area?
Mexico
Yeah.
Beach, yeah, all up in there. I mean, they're still celebrating when gyms are opening, and that's 6 years later. And of course, we have areas around Florida that are still recovering from Hurricane Debbie. Although it wasn't a major hurricane, it still did, a fair enough damage. And you have folks who are trying to still recover from that while getting ready for Helene.
Yeah, and the other question is, I mean, seems to be an unusual season, right? And how long is it going to go, right? Like, are we going to see a longer season?
November storms.
Right.
Well-
would that be crazy? I wonder.
Yeah.
That would be the interesting thing to see, that we would see November storms, and that it's a possibility. So it'd be interesting to talk to him about that.
I know the one thing that I'm at least happy about, that they're going to start with a whole new list of names instead of having us try and figure out the Greek alphabet.
Are they?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
they're. Yeah, so if we end up
I
going
like
into
Helene though. It's very
so-
sassy. Helene.
So speaking of Helene, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about colleges and schools across Florida announcing closures ahead of Tropical Storm Helene. Orlando is getting significantly bigger, and it's no more Spice Spice Baby at Coca-Cola. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News. So keep it here on The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Is it better? Is it worse? I mean,
the other dude was better.
Really?
Was he? Yeah, because
when he hard Frenches you?
Wait, the way I'm about to say this is going to sound bad.
Go ahead.
It squeezes harder and just he knows where the muscles were better.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic is backed up due to a disabled vehicle on Florida's Turnpike. Expect delays northbound between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. There's an earlier accident on Fairbanks Avenue near Palmetto Avenue. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and approaching State Road 535 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they're going to tell you it is the best thing they ever did, ever. But they will offer this. They'll tell you probably that they probably should have done a lot sooner than they did. That is the exact thing my father-in-law said. Should have done it way sooner. What are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. And all you have to do to book your appointment is text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all of the experience you could possibly need. One of the oldest players in the game out here. 65,000 LASIK procedures using the best state-of-the-art technology, getting you the best results. And if finances is a concern, do not stress out. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing waiting on you right now. If you ever wondered how great your eyesight could be and how much better your life could be, simply text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Torres volley! What a goal! Orlando City's back on the road next weekend as the Lions travel to Texas, taking on FC Dallas on Saturday, September 28th at 8:30 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 7:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Metallica in the round. The M72 World Tour continues. Live from the 50-yard line of Raymond James Stadium. Metallica. 2 2 nights, 2 different sets. A no-repeat weekend. Friday, June 6th, Rollin' with Limp Bizkit. Rollin'. It's all about the he says, she says, and Ice Nine Kills. Sunday, June 8th, special guests, those Cowboys from Hell, Pantera. And Suicidal Tendencies. Get access to tickets first with your Citi Card. Pre-sale for Citi Card members now through Thursday at 10 p.m. Before the general public on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Metallica. The M72 World Tour continues. Presented by In Kind.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now. Like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Together, you say goodbye, and I say hello.
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Hey, don't forget, we would love to hear your talkbacks. We get your text messages at 77031. Talkbacks are real easy to do, aren't they, Jack?
Yeah, all you do is bring up the free iHeartRadio app. You find Real Radio. There's a little microphone icon. Tap that, record your message. If you're happy with how it sounds, send it my way.
And Jack will turn you into a radio superstar.
Guaranteed.
Like I said, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. The Jim Part will be back with us on Friday, hopefully. You've got Deb, Jack, and our special guest co-host today, Lauren Rowe.
Woo! Yay!
And this time, it's always time for us to get woke.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Helene is expected to grow from a tropical storm to a major hurricane after it moves into the Gulf. Helene is also expected to grow in size as well as strength. It's expected to make landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida late Thursday, but National Hurricane Center Deputy Director Jamie Rome says tropical storm force winds and storm surge will extend well beyond the cone.
So we're going to have a significant storm surge threat along basically the entire west coast of the Florida peninsula.
Yeah, they're saying that Tampa Bay area could see 5 to 8 feet of storm surge. Tampa, St. Petersburg, and areas to the south, if you remember, they suffered some pretty significant flooding just from Hurricane Debbie as well as, summer thunderstorms.
So I understand the Nature's Coast and the Panhandle meet in the Big Bend, but can't we all agree that's the armpit of Florida?
Right? Absolutely.
It's definitely the armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I mean,
that's where it's headed.
That's where it's headed. Once again, just pretty much on the same path as Debbie. Hurricane watches and storm surge watches are posted for most of Florida's Gulf Coast, and Rome says warnings could be posted later today. Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Helene could quickly grow, much the way Michael did in 2018. Speaking at the State Emergency Operations Center in Tallahassee this morning, DeSantis expanded the state of emergency for Tropical Storm Helene to include quite a few more Florida counties.
And basically every county in Florida outside southeast Florida, the coastal southeastern Florida counties are now included. And part of that is we expect effects could reach significantly inland.
So some of the latest counties added include Brevard, Flagler, Lake, Orange, Polk, and Volusia counties. Areas for Panama City to the Port Charlotte area, they're under hurricane and storm surge watches, including Tampa Bay. Now, a tropical storm watch is in effect for much of us here in Central Florida. That includes Seminole, Osceola, Orange Lake, Marion, and Polk counties. This means winds of up to 57 miles an hour are possible within the next 48 hours. Again, just like we heard Fox 35 meteorologist Lauren Blanchard mention yesterday, we're going to be on the east, or what they call the dirty side of the storm, which can increase our possibility for isolated tornadoes. The National Weather Service, or National Hurricane Center rather, says Tropical Storm Helene's expected to move north into the Gulf over the next 24 hours. hours, riding over water that's at least 86 degrees. So again, it's a lot of fuel. It will be interesting to see just how fast it grows, because it was 11. It was named. Maybe we'll have a hurricane. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, well, they were predicting a Cat 2 yesterday. Now you're seeing the Cat 3
4.
prediction. Cat 4?
Cat 4.
Oh, my goodness.
Cat 4, the governor said this
That
morning.
matches.
Yeah. All right. Well, Texas is sending help to Florida as we prepare for what will likely be a massive.
Are we getting our state troopers back? Guarding the border over there?
No, they get to stay there.
Oh, okay.
This time we get the deployment of the Texas Task Force, Jack.
All right. What are they going to do?
Texas Task Force includes urban search and rescue workers.
Okay.
They're going to be bringing high water rescue vehicles, boats, specially trained dogs. Utility crews also set up throughout Florida. Governor DeSantis posted on X earlier today saying nearly 18,000 line workers and road clearing crews are ready to respond with more officials on their way.
I do. It's always nice when you are close to that area projected in the cone of uncertainty. When you driving by one of those, open fields, and you just see a field of, utility trucks. Like,
exactly.
All right.
Well, at this point in time, we should have this down, right? Like, we've done this enough.
But we also
nobody does it like Florida.
Yeah,
when you have a storm, we are prepared.
But
we absolutely know what we're doing.
We have more people in this state that have just moved here and are going to be experiencing their very
true.
first
But when it
storm
comes
season.
when it comes to emergency management, when it comes to the government, I mean, we've got this down, right?
Colleges and schools across the Sunshine State are preparing. Florida State University, Tallahassee State College. They're going to close their campuses for several days starting tomorrow.
Hurricane party.
Florida A&M University shut down earlier this afternoon and will remain out of operation through Friday. And then locally, Lake County schools and Marion County schools will be closed tomorrow, along with district offices. Now, after school activities, at least in Lake County, will continue today as planned. Sandbags are also available for those trying to prepare for the coming storm. You think of those neighborhoods in Delaney Park that are dealing with road construction projects. It has nothing to do with being on a floodplain. They're just dealing with road construction. We saw flooding earlier this year when there wasn't even tropical weather, as well as the residents up in Longwood dealing with the neighbor who clogged their pipe with concrete. So Orange, Seminole, Volusia, and Polk counties all have sandbags available today. Some cities also providing sandbags, including Orlando, Winter Garden, and Daytona Beach. All you need to do is get more info at your local government website.
I was thinking driving in today, would that be a good branded item? As a radio station, you're always looking for how to promote things to put your logo on.
Right.
Should we have our own sandbags? I don't know. It probably doesn't get the exposure you want. You only put them out every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then what do you do with it? Like when you're done with them, do you just dump out the sand and kind of cover your lawn, or
make
do you,
your own beach,
or do you just save them for the next one
and then have a real radio beach party?
I've never ever. I've been at sandbag events where you're filling the sandbags.
Right.
I've never actually used one before though.
How long have you been in your current home?
This current home, we've been in there 3 years. We've moved around a lot, but I've been here since I've been in downtown Orlando since 2001.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, typically it's how your property handles a lot of water, right? So some people have those vulnerable spots where maybe a couple sandbags are needed, and some people have a bit more of a severe issue.
And I will say, the last hurricane, Delaney Park, my mother-in-law lives in Delaney Park, and her vehicle was submerged during the hurricane.
My.
Yeah, it was.
Because my first hurricane, I lived in Delaney Park, and that was Charlie. And luckily just lost power. It's good being on the grid of a level 1 trauma center.
Yes, it is. You always get your electric back. But there was some serious flooding last time. So they've got some issues in downtown
Orlando.
they do.
So what happens with their car after it's flooded? What do you do with that?
Believe it or not, we took it to our friends who have a repair shop, and they were actually able to bring it back to life.
Nice.
Cool.
It does not run well. She doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
She's an elderly lady, but it was, we couldn't believe that it actually.
Wow.
Unfortunately, a bag of rice isn't going to work for a wet car.
It wasn't.
It just isn't enough rice.
It was not.
Not enough rice. Well, if you heard Emergency Management Director Kevin Guthrie earlier today, he wants Floridians to think of your gas tank, if it's half full, as the new empty. So if your gas tank is at half, he's saying to top it off. Now, with 61 of Florida's 67 counties now under that state of emergency, the state's price gouging hotline has been activated. For those who don't know, state law prohibits excessive increases in the price of essential commodities needed as a result of an officially declared emergency. So think of things like equipment, food, gas, hotel rooms, ice, lumber, tarps, water. Anyone who suspects price gouging should report it to the Attorney General's office at myfloridalegal.com or by calling 1-866-9-NO-SCAM. Okay, on to other news.
What else you got?
School threats are bad enough.
Yes.
But Volusia County schools are dealing with what the sheriff calls a sad and pathetic new normal in our society. Sheriff Mike Chitwood announced yesterday that several schools were the victims of a swatting attempt. For those who don't know,
what is that? What's a swatting attempt?
So it's when people will go online to and they will put in a alert that there is something going on, and they'll call for basically a SWAT team, but on an unsuspecting address. Like, they mask their address, so it makes it, look like they are calling for emergency services, like, I'm being held hostage or something. SWAT team shows up, and meanwhile, it's on an innocent person who's just at home playing a video game. I think it started with video gamers getting back at each other.
It did.
Like playing online.
Okay, I gotcha.
They would SWAT the other person and have SWAT show up, and someone has died during this.
I was going to say, that sounds dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And a lot of times these calls aren't even made within the area. They could be out of state.
So the sheriff is saying that people are swatting the school?
They're swatting the schools, or attempted to yesterday. He says threats were emailed to Deltona Christian, DeLand High, Atlantic High, Trinity Christian, Calvary Christian, and Chase Academy. Chitwood commended the quick response from everyone involved. He also wrote on X that they're going to continue to investigate this and stay on top of every threat that comes in.
Chitwood is not happy.
He's not.
He is very, very much like he's over this.
But when he went as vocal as he did and as public as he did, it kind of invites other people, even from outside the area.
Right.
You don't need to be a Volusia County resident to make a threat. I think it also kind of engages some people who think they're going to be anonymous and be able to get away with it.
Well, and you've got Grady Judd talking about that they had just been in school for 28 days and already arrested, 24 students for threats of violence, for school shootings.
They keep our state even like...
I was going to say, those two, Judd and Chitwood, right? Like back and forth every night. We could just, it's like the challenge of the sheriffs, really.
And in between, Ivy from Brevard County's like, I'm over here.
I will say, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like Chitwood, I think that when he came out the last time talking about how bad this is and parents need to get a clue and this is a real situation, I actually thought the sound bites were very practical, not dramatic. Right. I thought he was actually very, very, feet on the ground, trying to let us understand just how bad this situation is. Because, he can get a little dramatic, but I thought he was actually pretty practical in the last time.
I think it was also good to alert everyone, hey, this isn't a victimless crime. You are costing money to the county and stuff. But, I like that even keeled sheriff, like Lima, right on.
Just right in the middle. Just right in the middle. By the way, our texting service is letting us know at 77031 Lake County schools are open Wednesday, closed on Thursday. What day is it today?
Today's Tuesday.
Okay, that makes it Tuesday.
Let me know when you hear anything on UCF.
Okay, I will. Absolutely. Yeah, because, that surprise, Mom and Dad, home for a few more days. You weren't expecting me to be home. Surprise. Lauren's going to be like, who are you?
Yeah.
And why are you at my door?
Right.
Orlando is getting significantly bigger. The city council voted yesterday to annex over 50,000 acres known as Deseret Ranches. A second vote will come next month. Now, this is going to grow the city's landmass by 60%. The vote does come, though, before Orange County voters get to decide in November's election if the county can stop the city from annexing land. So who gets to do it first, right? All right, Amtrak is getting ready to launch a new service between Florida and the Midwest. The agency says it will combine two of its train routes to create the Floridian.
The Floridian.
Where does it go?
Between Chicago and Miami, with stops in Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., and other cities.
But not Orlando.
Isn't that crazy? I kept expecting, I'm like, come on, you gotta, nope. Service will start, though, on November 10th. Another way to get from the Windy City to Miami, though, without having to get in the plane.
Yeah, but you're going to Washington. Don't they already have service that goes to Washington?
I know there's a flight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, I like the idea of train, maybe the Bright Line, but I like the idea of it. But I just think, that's how do you take a 4-hour trip and make it a 14-hour trip?
I know.
Well, and it's expensive. Like it's not like it's cheaper.
That was the
You're
other
not getting
thing
on a Greyhound. Like Amtrak is expensive.
You price it out, especially with the one with the car, and it's like, wait a second, I'm not saving any money.
No.
Why are we doing this? Yeah.
I mean, I guess it'd be fun, but I don't know.
I've always wanted to do a train trip, though.
I think a train trip like through the Alps, maybe, but I don't know through like the Panhandle is fun, right? Like,
the armpit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's that scenic. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I kind of like what
well,
the
and if it's an auto train, people do bring their, the auto train thing where they bring their cars.
Yeah.
Like I get that.
Yeah.
I get that if that's part of it.
A lawyer who represented George Floyd's family is now working for Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins wide receiver announced yesterday he hired civil rights attorney Devin M. Jacob. Hill wants the Miami-Dade police officer who handcuffed him in a traffic stop 2 weeks ago to be fired. Now, Jacob says Hill intends to continue the national movement for necessary police reform that Floyd's death started. He says Hill is also demanding Congress pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. All right, the son of the suspect in the assassination attempt on former President Trump in South Florida has been arrested for child pornography.
Oh, my goodness.
What a family, right? What a family.
Wow.
Investigators searched the residence of Orrin Ruth, the son of Ryan Ruth, on Saturday. They say they found, quote, hundreds, end quote, of child pornography files during a search that is said to have been part of investigation unrelated to child exploitation. Maybe something to do with his father. They go to investigate, see if there's any connection with the family.
That makes sense.
Then they end up stumbling upon all of these devices. So for his father, Orrin Ruth now faces federal charges, including receipt of child pornography and possession of child pornography. His father, Ryan Ruth, faces federal charges in connection to an apparent assassination attempt on Trump at the golf course earlier this month. Even though he's only facing federal gun charges right now, thanks to that letter that they were able to get their hands on, they are trying to put more serious charges of an assassination attempt.
Which one will be in jail longer, father or son?
I don't know. Who's your money on?
I don't know. They're all disturbed.
Yeah, seriously.
They are.
That was the last headline I expected to see today.
All disturbed.
So, yeah, Christmas is going to be really awkward this year. All right, and then finally, Coca-Cola. Have you guys ever tried the spice? Do you like any flavored sodas when they do like the vanilla, the spice, the orange? No, you're not into that?
I didn't try the spice, but I like it in my rum.
I was wondering, because that's where I would imagine it would be the best. But Coca-Cola, less than 6 months after its release, is discontinuing its new spice flavor. According to a statement, the company says it's looking to introduce a new flavor instead next year. Coca-Cola initially introduced the spice flavor as a permanent addition to shelves, but it didn't add reasons for its walk back. But apparently a lack of recognition and complaints that it's not really spicy have been cited as possible reasons. Yep, another one. Coke, just stick to the stuff you've always done right.
Well, they have Starry now, right?
I've never tried that one.
Do they have Sprite? Wait, Sprite is Coke?
Yes.
Sprite is Coke.
Okay, so Starry is Pepsi's version of that, which used to be their other lemon lime kind of thing.
That's right. I can't really remember the name of it.
Yeah.
7-Up?
No. There's a.
It wasn't Mellow Yellow.
No. I hate when it's that. Texters will have it.
They will.
Yeah.
They will. So let us know what you think at 77031. And either way, now you all are officially woke. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Jack, we need 3 callers, right?
3 callers for the Froggers football follow-up because one of them is going to get a $25 gift card to Froggers Grill and Bar.
So do that now, 407-916-1041, and we'll do that Froggers football forecast when we get back. So keep it here on Real Radio 104.1.
Sierra Mist.
Thank you.
Oh,
The Froggers football follow-up is next. Call now for your chance to win. 407-916-1041.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Sunshine and a high toward 90 today. No rain in the forecast. You can call it the calm before the storm because tomorrow we've got the approach of future Hurricane Helene in the Gulf of Mexico, set to make landfall on Thursday evening in the Big Bend, bringing with it bands of scattered storms beginning tomorrow afternoon with some gusty winds, but numerous downpours and even isolated tornadoes and flooding rain on Thursday possible for our region. We're under a tropical storm watch.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
At FPL, we're working every single day to deliver reliable electricity while keeping bills as low as possible. See how at fpl.com/value.
Man, are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option out there. Keep that heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? They got you covered there. Consider replacing those older windows and doors. Use laminated insulated glass. That can provide as much as 100% improvement. We want to keep that outside noise where it belongs. And, of course, that is outside. And when it comes to rebates, they have you covered as well. $100 per window, $200 per door. And they even offer 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing as well. Their showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out the windows you love, have them installed. Your house will love you. Your AC will love you. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online at trusttheleaderfas.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight or is business at an all-time high? Well, maybe it's time for you to sell, retire, and just relax with a bunch of money in the bank. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for 40 years. And with offices located throughout the world, we have thousands of buyers immigrating to the United States ready to buy your business. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That's a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. That's the winning formula. It has never been a better time to sell your business than right now. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for Benjamin Moore paint. They have over 3,500 Benjamin Moore paint colors to choose from. You can also bring in a sample and get a perfect color match to any color you want. Every Tools Ace Hardware has friendly and knowledgeable associates to give you expert advice on your paint project. Plus, Tools Ace Hardware has everything else you need, like brushes, drop cloths, rollers, paint trays, and more. Tools Ace Hardware has 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're seeing the unseeable. Using advanced imaging technology, our experts can look deeper into the human body, uncovering the smallest of details that would otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate diagnoses and treatments. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to the station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about Champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising.
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks.
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for the Froggers football follow-up on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Very important time every Tuesday, 3:45, when we go over who won the football picks from last week. Someone is going to win a $25 gift card to Froggers Grill and Bar. Man, they've got good food over there.
Yeah, we'll be eating it again on Thursday. Sorry, Lauren. That's Bob Fryer Day.
Oh, Jack.
Well, I'm getting tacos. So.
Yes, you are.
I'm texting him right now. You better save me some Froggers, Bob.
So in the first 2 weeks of the Froggers football forecast, Jim has actually done best. And I think he had like a 1-game lead on us last week.
Yeah.
We didn't do well last week.
We haven't done well in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, there's always this week.
There is always this week,
Okay,
Jack.
so here's the deal. On Thursday, we made our predictions. And what's interesting, on Thursday, I think we were in agreement on most of the games we talked about. We didn't talk about all of them.
That's right.
But, the games were played. Everyone knows what happened. So now we have 3 callers. And the first one to predict who did best between you, myself, and Jim will be the winner of today's $25 gift card to Froggers.
Who's our first listener up for grabs today, Jack?
Well, why don't we let Lauren pick a number between 1 and 3? 1, 2, or 3, Lauren?
2.
2 it is.
There we go.
So we welcome Tim. Tim, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Tim, here's the deal. I don't know if you watched the games. I don't know if you heard how when we talked about we forecasted the NFL games from the weekend last Thursday. However, I need you to predict who you think did best this week in the picks. Was it Jim, Deb, or myself?
I'm going to go Deb.
You're going with Deb?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, that's a legit question. Why?
I just got a feeling. I'm feeling Froggers, and I'm feeling that Deb got it this week.
Does it have anything to do with her beloved Green Bay Packers winning?
It does not, no, but I thought that was a great game.
Okay.
That was a great game.
Well, I hate to tell Tony and Austin that Deb did win.
I did.
You did. And Tim, you are a winner of the forecast.
Yes, there we go.
I can't believe
I knew it.
But to claim your prize, there is something we need from you. Every time we have a winner from Froggers, what's it going to be, Tim? Let's hear it. Need a ribbit.
Froggers.
Nope, ribbit.
Ribbit.
Give me a better ribbit.
Ribbit.
Okay, we'll take
that
buddy,
one.
hang on. All right.
Wow, Jack, I have to say, that's probably the last thing you expected, right?
No, Deb.
They never picked me first.
I got my ass kicked.
Did you really?
It's just all my teams. And I'm watching these games, I'm like, oh, yeah, I should have expected, these teams not to go 0-3. Denver wallops Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
That surprised many.
I mean, what?
My Raiders got beat by what was considered the worst team in the league, Carolina. No.
It's a little early, though. That's the problem. It's early in the season. It's hard to really make an educated pick because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Then, like last night, Cincinnati, they're 0-3
I
and
know.
lost twice at home. Crazy. Anyway, Deb, you had 9 correct on the week. Congratulations.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, you were only 1 off from the lead in
You're
our,
a phenom.
in
Look
our
at
giant
you.
pool. How about that?
Oh, well, all right.
You seem surprised.
I am very surprised.
Well, you're this week's winner, and so is Tim. He gets that Frogger's gift card. We're going to do this again Thursday afternoon. We'll make our selections, and then, let the games play out. And next Tuesday, you have another chance to win a $25 Frogger's gift card. Great place to watch the games.
Yes.
Whether it's college or pro, and, whether it's Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night football, Sunday, or even Saturday, because there is a huge game happening
this
Saturday.
Lauren,
yes,
is there
ma'am.
any reason for you to go and check out that college football game?
Oh, my goodness. So my alma mater, Bob Fryer's alma mater as well, by the way.
Really?
University of I know, we're so cute. University of Colorado.
Yeah.
Versus UCF.
Ooh. So Colorado's coming to town.
In Orlando.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yep.
It is huge. Coach Prime will be in the house.
They will.
So the thing is, CU is down by 12 points. I mean, the line is 12 points.
Yes.
So
2 touchdowns was what Brandon Kravitz said yesterday.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, I'll be headed to South Florida. My daughter's at FAU for Parents Weekend. Now, that game, of course, I don't even know. They have a football team, right? I think it's it'll be like watching high school, but it'll be fun. So I'll have to kind of I'll carry my phone with me, right? And watch the game as I'm watching the other game.
Actually, you can. So, yeah.
You can, right? Yeah.
Well, it's going to be on Fox TV. I know Fox 35 is covering it locally, but always FM 96.9 The Game, our sister station, has the game, and it's on the iHeartRadio app. So you can listen.
Okay, well, then
Mark Daniels in your ear.
I'm going to put it in my ear. No one will even know that I'm watching the FAU Owls.
Yeah, and listening.
But listening to the CU Buffs. I feel good about it. I hope Nebraska trounced us, which was awful because that's our huge rivalry, obviously. But I'll be curious to see, And I will say it's expensive. We're out of town, but even if we were here, the tickets are starting at over $100.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, UCF is already become, a hot ticket no matter what, right? Because it's just become such a huge juggernaut. But either way, I mean, I think having Coach Prime in the house, people are excited about it.
It's getting there. And UCF needs to make sure they're focused on Colorado and not thinking ahead to next week's game against the Gators in Gainesville.
Yeah. True.
You don't want this to be a trap game for them. But 3:30 kickoff. But this is such a big deal that Fox is bringing their national pregame show, Big Noon Kickoff. They're going to be broadcasting from UCF campus from 10 until noon on Saturday morning.
And and let's face it, I mean, UCF deserves it. This program has just gone bonkers, right? They've just done such a great job, and they've done such an amazing job with recruiting, and they deserve all of the attention they're getting. Being in the Big 12 is amazing for them now. It's super cool. It's really very fun. I still want the Buffs to kill them, but either way, it's really fun to have them in that conference.
It's amazing to me because I graduated UCF back in '99. Yeah, I took some time off, but I graduated. But
that's half the battle.
25 years later, I was on campus, last month with my daughter for her orientation as she transfers to UCF. So seeing how it went from when I was there, a 28,000 student body, to now 70 plus.
Yeah, it's
second only to Arizona State.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is truly an incredible success story.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is. It really is. We should be very proud to have it in our backyard.
Are you going to say that even if the game doesn't go the way that you want? Or are we going to be able to hear you
It's a growing
yelling?
Program. It's a growing program. I mean, Deion fired half the friggin' half the program at one point. He got rid of half the team. It's a building program. So
Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, is a polarizing figure. How do you feel as the coach? Because he's definitely drawing attention to that program. Otherwise, it would have been, Colorado's here, big deal, right? But now we have a Fox national pregame show, and it's going to be on Fox 35, the game itself. So good thing for the school. You like it?
Well, I was there when we were national champions. So I was back there a long time ago. It was the Big 8 back then. We were national champions, I believe, my freshman year, I believe. And that was back in the day when Coach McCartney used to go into, gang territory in South LA and negotiate with gang members to get kids to come to play for the University of Colorado.
Really?
He was an incredible coach. It was an incredible program. And back then, that was back in the days of Eric Bieniemy, Cordell Stewart. Who else was there? A lot of really great professional players as well. So back then, you look back at that and the recruiting that went on there and how they built that program back then. I think that people from Colorado and that were in school or really enjoyed that period of time will take it. It doesn't matter who brought it in, right? I think we'll take any kind of resurrection of this program. I think it's just exciting. And in Colorado, it's I grew up in Denver. This is a huge football state, huge football town. So we will take whatever we can get when it comes to having a winning team.
I believe Colorado played Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl in 1990.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I stayed in an RV outside, and at 3 a.m, we went back into the stadium. The lights were still on, and we were kicking field goals. It was great.
So that was
sober,
was
right?
the year, right?
Sure,
that was the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, if you didn't win that prize, sorry. We have another prize coming up when we do trivia 2 hours from now, and we are talking tickets to Halloween Horror Nights. Make sure you stay tuned for that.
As well as a parking pass, which is just as good as the tickets themselves. And then last, real quick, before we go to break, speaking of schools, I did want to bring up the update thanks to the best listeners in all of talk radio at 77031, letting us know that in Volusia County, all after-school activities canceled tomorrow and all classes canceled on Thursday. Also, someone letting us know that Polk County schools are now closed Thursday and Friday. So that's going to be Volusia County, Polk County, Marion County, and Lake County currently having after-school activities and classes canceled on Thursday. As we find more schools added to that list, we will let you know. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. So keep it here on The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
This has been the Froggers Football Follow-Up. Find the Froggers near you at Froggers.com. Election day is getting close, but the deadline to register to vote is even closer. Details at realradio.fm/vote 2024. Make your voice heard.
Still seeing delays in the usual spots east and westbound on I-4 this afternoon by the major attractions exits. Things are looking good east and westbound for those taking the 408 this afternoon. No problems to report on the beach line or along the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. September, that's Healthy Aging Month. Are you doing that? Are you making sure there are going to be no surprises down your path? Well, Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan can make sure of that. We've had so many couples come up to us and say they got the scan because of our endorsement. One of those couples was my in-laws, and I have to tell you, the relief you could hear in their voice when their scans came back clear was unbelievable. Don't just assume that you're doing okay. Make sure you're doing okay. Be proactive, not reactive. And Life Imaging FLA's free heart scan can do that for you. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, but the information you get is so helpful. It could actually save your life. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Guys, make that call today. Make this the day you finally move toward taking care of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Listen up, peeps out there. If you have plans to sell your home for any reason out there, you got to take a few minutes and learn about the Nickley Group before you make a move. These guys are really changing the real estate game. Stress-free, innovative real estate solutions for home sellers and buyers. And do not believe the news that the market is softening. Homes in this area are selling for record prices still. And if you're considering selling your home for any reason, any at all, downsizing, relocating, maybe you just need a bigger house because your family's getting bigger, you got to contact the guys at the Nickley Group. Not only does the Nickley Group sell homes on an average for 6% more, they're going to sell them twice as fast as well. You can get your home valued instantly. You can get a guaranteed cash offer right now if you'd like, or just list your home. Do that today at thenickley.com. You can Google them. They 3,000 five-star reviews. They're good at what they do. And if you're longing for that next level real estate experience, which includes a lot of stuff, mortgage services, moving assistance, elite marketing, a team of experienced realtors, and much more, it is simple. It's thenickley.com. That's Nickley group.com.
Oktoberfest Mount Dora style. October 12th at Donnelly Park.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Unless you're watching us talk, then you're likely on YouTube. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe today.
Well, today it's just Evil Eye. I just wanted to say hi, Deb, Jack, and Lauren, thank you for filling in. And that's about all I got. I'm not being silly or stupid today. Have a great show.
The Colbert Show, Jack, Prince of the Islands. I know you don't like this governor, but let me tell you, that governor is on top of his game in a lot of fields, except a couple of shenanigans left, right, and center. But let me tell you, it's the best governor we have so far, apart from the ones you don't like, that he does. Just imagine if we had that governor that had drugs and sex and alcohol. Dang.
Tainted and unclean.
Hey guys, Suds, Pups, and Pints look like a good time. Look like a good success. Sorry I didn't make it out there. But we spent the weekend over in Tampa because, you know, we had to watch them Broncos whoop up on them Bucks. Bo Nix looking like the future. And, man, that defense. Woo, man. Jack, you should have kept that pick. Your instincts were right. Anyway, look forward to seeing y'all at the Best Of Challenge. Is there a listener challenge this year? Oh, can't wait to eat all that food. So much food.
And you're not kidding. So much food. We're going to be talking to the folks from Margaritaville coming up in just a little bit. But right now, we want to keep you abreast of what's going on with what is still currently Tropical Storm Helene. And I want to say a very appreciative thank you to Fox 35 meteorologist TJ Springer for spending some time with us this afternoon. Thank you, TJ.
Hey, I'm so glad to be with you guys. How's it going?
It's going good so far. What can you tell us about this storm? Because, for a lot of folks, we're hearing it's going to be the Big Bend and the Panhandle. Does that mean we get to ignore this?
Certainly not. And that's what we're trying to figure out. We're really trying to fine tune that exact track. There's still some data, some outside chances that, this could be a bigger impact for us across Central Florida. I would say more data than not, though, does suggest that hit up closer to the Big Bend and the Panhandle. So over the next 24 to 48 hours, that's what we're going to be watching, where that center continues to develop and then where that really center of circulation will move as it heads from the Caribbean up into the Gulf. Because I think where it goes from there, really over the next 24 hours will really determine and give us a better handle on where it'll go closer to us here at home.
And of course, it's waiting to see what it does after it rides out over those 86-degree warm waters.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The warmth is so extreme in the Caribbean and the Gulf. The warmest it's ever been, at least in recorded history. So it's just more fuel to the fire, so to speak. And the atmospheric ingredients aloft also support that rapid intensification. So I think the potential for a major Category 3 hurricane is certainly on the table, maybe a stronger one than that. But it kind of depends on how it interacts with the Yucatan Peninsula tonight. Does it go over land? Does it weaken a bit? But that's all going to unfold, I think, between tonight into our day tomorrow. And I think by tomorrow afternoon, we'll really have a much better handle on how it's going to be as it moves closer to the Sunshine State.
And if we're going to be looking at another example of what a Hurricane Michael did back in 2018, right? It was expected to be, maybe a Cat 2, Cat 3, and then ends up ramping up to a Category 5. Are we expecting Helene to follow the same suit?
I mean, it's possible. I think because of how warm the Gulf is, it's definitely going to allow for that strengthening. There's so little wind shear out there in the Gulf, too, with this setup that we have. So rapid strengthening is certainly possible. I think it's kind of the two scenarios. If it does move over land a little bit more so tonight, that'll allow it to stay weaker, which is, of course, good news. But if it does stay over the Caribbean more and then goes right up into the Gulf, I think it has the potential to be much stronger. I mean, even with Debbie earlier this year,
right,
it was a weaker storm, still made landfall, still did a ton of damage, but it wasn't a Category 3 storm. So I think this one definitely has some more implications, sadly, in a bad way. So that's what we're going to be watching so closely.
And that's where we appreciate you taking time out of your day, TJ. I really want to thank you for that, Jack.
Yeah, TJ Springer, I think the newest meteorologist on the Fox 35 team.
I believe so.
Right?
Are you the newest?
Yeah. Are you nervous? Is that a stress ball in your hand? And are you nervous?
No, it's just my AirPods. And I don't even think they're working right now. So, yeah, it should be a stress ball. It really should be.
I thought the same thing, too. I thought that's got to be a stress ball.
TJ, where'd you come from? What market or where'd you grow up?
So I'm originally from Maryland, but came from a station in Pennsylvania, like the Lancaster-Harrisburg market. Yeah.
So is it like feet first on a hurricane coverage where it's, it's like how much do you study hurricanes if you're not in a market that has to deal with them all the time?
Well, so it's funny. When I was talking about potentially coming here, I've been able to cover blizzards and crazy winter storms. I've lived in the heart of the country and covered, severe weather, tornadoes, all the crazy severe storms that form out there. So I feel like I've always covered the tropics from afar. And, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the cone and where it's going, but it's not like you're there in it. So I think that's the one thing that it's going to be certainly a different feeling being here as it's unfolding and as it's happening around us. That's for sure.
Let's just say the bow tie and the pocket square will be gone by Friday morning, TJ.
Maybe the jacket. I mean, who knows
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're going to be feeling like by the time Friday morning rolls around.
Sleeves
Yeah.
rolled up, wearing your slides and your sweatpants. You're like, people, I'm here, right? Just take it. I'm here.
We are here to give you the latest.
Exactly, exactly. Well, listen, congratulations on joining the Fox 35 team, and thank you again for taking some of time out of your very busy schedule. I know all 5 members of your meteorology team are probably just going crazy right now with schedules and data, so we really do appreciate you carving out a little bit to let our listeners know exactly where we stand here in Central Florida and what we can expect over the next 24 to 36 hours.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Yes, Noah's working hard over here in the Weather Center, and yeah, we'll be with everyone the rest of the night and bright and early again tomorrow.
Baptism by fire. Welcome to Florida, TJ.
Thank you so much. I know, really, baptism by fire to the fullest extent, I feel like.
Absolutely. You're going to see your coworkers in a whole new light, and I'll just apologize for it beforehand.
Yeah, when you're find that camping spot now at Fox 35 Central where you're going to be sleeping and spending the night. Yeah.
Right under the desk here looks like a cozy spot. I might just huddle up with the space heater and,
There you
know.
There you go. Well, good luck, TJ, and thank you again. We appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you folks again tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Thanks to TJ Springer. Yay.
Thank
Latest
you guys.
meteorologist.
Have a great night.
You too, and be safe. Be safe.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate that because, again, these guys are super busy. Lauren, you remember in your TV days, when would it start really ramping up in the newsroom?
Well, back to the wave, right? Like when the wave would form off of Africa, we used to do like the wave.
Oh,
like
no.
Anytime, we'd be on the set and Tom would say, we got a wave. We'd be like, wave. So that's when it would start. Yeah, I mean, I just thinking back now from, the big, huge storms, the Charlie, Francis, and Jean. Of course, that was
no fun.
That was just crazy.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago for Ian that we slept here, Jack? I believe it was. Because it wasn't Debbie. It wasn't.
Maybe it was.
I want to say it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was about,
We've all wiped it out of our memories.
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of come together.
It is. But I mean, 04, I remember vividly.
04
for those
was
3 storms.
yeah.
That's when I first hosted an overnight shift, and I was talking to Tom Sorrells, throughout the night. I'd watch him on TV as he'd walk off set. Then he'd call the hotline, and then we'd have him on the air as he. He was always fantastic with his time. But I remember the last hurricane overnight was at the same time Coolio died.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
Because I remember we got to announce that as well.
Huh.
So
But they all, they've just kind of started to
meld together.
Yeah, the last 10 years, they all seem,
because it's
can't
weird.
remember which is which.
It's weird to wake up and see your coworkers in their natural state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not supposed to do that.
So it was September 28th, 2022.
Yeah, there you go.
22 was...
I want to say that was Ian. That would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That would have been the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Did you ever sleep at the station?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We did. We did for sure.
Bet
During
you
those
missed those days,
yeah.
right?
I don't.
No.
Do I miss hurricane coverage? Hell no. No, it's long and tiring.
Yeah.
And repetitive.
Right. Yeah, a lot of fill.
A lot of fill.
No, you take it, Tom.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. It was. Hurricanes are important. Just like TJ was talking about, I'm assuming at some point in time he was in Tornado Alley or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I was in Kansas and Pennsylvania before I came here. So when I was in Kansas, lots of deadly tornadoes that I covered. So
I bet.
Yeah. So, it's different.
Somebody just texted and said they remember watching him do weather in Missouri.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So lots of
traveling.
when you're in Tornado Alley, it's a totally different kind of weather experience.
Yeah, my brother and sister-in-law live in Kansas, and whenever I call them, I'm like, "Hey, you guys have some bad tornado outbreaks. You guys all right?" They're like, "Yeah, we're having a beer on the front porch listening to the sirens." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh no, yeah. I remember,
Kansas.
sirens in the middle of the night, running to the basement. Sure,
But
yeah, that
that's
happened
why
a lot.
With all the different areas of the country you can live and all the natural disasters that mainly affect those specific areas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricanes, it's not. I like that you get that lead up time.
Yeah.
Well,
You get to
yeah. I mean, it's
prepare.
not like it just blows up in the middle of the night and you
don't know where it's
people
coming
die.
from.
Right. Like it's different.
Yeah.
It is very different.
Yeah, tornadoes,
Sure.
that's some frightening stuff.
Yeah, it's different.
Tornadoes
different
and earthquakes.
situation.
No, thank you.
Earthquakes, the other one. It's
No,
like the
thank
ground,
you.
Right.
ground should not be moving.
Nope, don't want. Nope, don't want that. At least hurricanes give you a nice heads up, give you
They
some
do.
days to get some water, and fill your gas tank.
And now is that time.
Now is that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
absolutely. And school closures continue to come in. So if you have kids, obviously, in any of these Central Florida school districts, chances are you are being alerted. But we will continue to keep you posted as we find out which school districts are going to be closed ahead of Tropical Storm Helene. But right now, we're going to take a break because what we're going to do is when we come back, we're going to talk to the fine folks at the Margaritaville Sunset Promenade for our Best of Challenge coming up on October 5th. We're going to share with you the latest dishes that they have made that you're going to want to check out at the Best of Challenge. And yes, to that talkback question, we are having a listener challenge at this year's Margaritaville, the Best of Challenge. Jack and Jim still working out those details, but in the meantime, we're going to introduce you to some of the brains behind the food that you're going to be able to check out on that Saturday. So keep it here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic reported along I-4 still east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash now southbound on the Greenway that blocks the right lane near Consulate Drive. Another crash reported southbound on the Greenway for those traveling near Landstar Boulevard. The left lane is reportedly blocked there. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today. Dial pound 250 and say great results. That's pound 250, say great results.
I'm sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. Jeff, I'm concerned because we're in an election year, right? Which, sure to shake things up and all that. But last year was a great year in the market, and it's just not looking so good this year.
Well, yeah, the market is cyclical, and that's why it's a perfect time to diversify and lock in some of those gains. You may even qualify for an upfront bonus of up to 30% just for opening an account and up to 12% guaranteed growth for your retirement income.
Up to 30% for just opening an account and up to 12% per year? All guaranteed?
Yeah, and you probably won't hear many other advisors talking about this because they don't have access. I will say it's because of the high interest rate climate we're in, and this probably won't last long.
If you're concerned about what this messy election could do to your finances, call Trajan Wealth today and learn how to get up to 30% bonus and up to 12% growth per year for a retirement income. Call 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states says Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Paid advertisement.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot
fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is, and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
I'm Carrie Champion, and this is Season 4 of Naked Sports. Up first, I explore the making of a rivalry. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Every great player needs a foil.
People are talking about women's basketball just because of one single game. I just come here to play basketball every single day.
Clark and Reese have changed the way we consume women's sports. Listen to The Making of a Rivalry, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search The Making of a Rivalry, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, and start listening.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We really, really do appreciate it. As you can hear, Jim is still off. He'll hopefully be back with us on Friday, weather permitting. But
we have a standby. We're okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We've got it all set up. You've got Deb, Jack, and our special guest co-host today, Lauren Rowe, Director of Communications for Orlando Sanford International Airport, coming in and doing some of the heavy lifting with us. But right now, we want to welcome some special guests and wet your whistle for an upcoming event. We have the Best of Challenge coming up on Saturday, October 5th. At Margaritaville's Promenade Sunset Walk. Some of the best this year, the challenge is tacos. So would you please join me in welcoming Ronald and Megan from Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza and Wings and Burger Fight. Yay! How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah?
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming in. We really do appreciate it. Now, Jack, maybe you can show your dish. I've already started eating mine.
I already ate mine. Mine's gone. I have no plate to show you.
I already
That's what it looked like before I ate it.
Yeah, I already had a bite out of the buffalo chicken taco because I love buffalo chicken.
Oh, and Lauren and I were discussing the love of the pickle. The pickle.
Oh, the pickle is good.
It is perfect with it.
Okay. It is.
Yeah, and the other one is like a caprese salad, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
And it's so light and refreshing. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. So, who came up with the caprese?
So the caprese was actually Megan's idea.
Right. Megan's like, you better say it, Ronald. You better say it.
Yeah. So she actually thought it was a great idea because it's one of our pizzas. So we don't traditionally have tacos on our menu. So she was like, hey, like, what if I get this pizza and I make it into a taco? So that's how we ended up coming up with this caprese taco.
Well, congratulations, Megan.
Thank you so much.
Were you high?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Might have tasted better if I was, though.
I appreciate the honesty for that, absolutely. But we've had a couple restaurants that have come in and said that this challenge has been a real challenge because their menu doesn't normally have tacos on it. So they're literally having to take like what you normally would serve at Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza and Wings and then come up with something that will work in a taco. And I have
it totally
to say,
transferred, though. It was really delicious.
Delicious and light, refreshing, really good. Okay, who came up with the buffalo
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask
No.
you if you were high.
Yeah.
What's the idea behind your taco?
So the entire summer this year, we were really focused on our chicken product because
Right.
it's antibiotic free, all natural, no preservatives, anything like chicken. So we were like, hey, let's try to incorporate our chicken into a taco, right? So I know that, fall started yesterday, but, we still wanted to go with that theme. So we were just, hey, let's get some coleslaw, let's get some pickles and make it almost like a delicious sandwich, but as a taco. So I think it turned out pretty good.
And it works as well.
It turned out great.
Yeah, it was really yummy.
Now, you guys, this is a serious competition. So for people who maybe don't really understand, you're going to, for $20 on October 5th, you're going to be able to get 11 delicious tacos.
That's amazing.
And they're not tiny. I mean, good luck
No,
trying
they were really nice. I couldn't eat 11 of those.
See,
That was-
that's why every year
I'm
people
full after 2.
they bring their Tupperware.
And after,
Do you really bring
Yes.
your Tupperware?
After Ray and the group left it last week, people were texting us, "Hey, can we bring containers?"
Oh, yeah.
You can't eat 11 tacos.
I could.
But there really is no better bang for your buck in Central Florida because these are not fast food, and a soggy paper bag tacos.
Yeah,
These
I'm
are-
looking at the list that you gave me. These
they're
are
gourmet
yummy.
tacos.
Yes, of course.
So outside of Anthony's coal-fired pizza and wings with their caprese tomato mozzarella taco and BurgerFi with the buffalo chicken taco, you've got cowboy chicken with rotisserie chicken, tinga taco, Yeoman's Topgolf swing suite, banger taco. They've also got from Euphoria Fish House a nice to not meet you taco, a vegan taco.
Yeah.
That we heard just blew the socks off of everybody.
Yeah, but they didn't bring it to us.
They did
it's
not.
Like it's like you want it, you're gonna have to come out on September 5th.
Well, and they also have Rock and Brews has a
Or
steak
Oktoberfest,
taco, and the Wharf has a blackened shrimp taco. I mean, this is nice stuff.
Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going to notice that with every other restaurant mentioned, Megan is getting madder and madder. Listen to that laugh. She's
It's
like, don't
interesting.
even mention them.
Well, in the spirit of competition, what's
Yes.
interesting is the fact that BurgerFi and Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza are in the same building out there at
Yes.
the promenade at Sunset Walk.
We are the best of both worlds.
And do you get along?
Absolutely.
You do. Now, I know you won the first year because that was the burger competition, right?
Yes.
BurgerFi had to, right?
Had to
Ronald's
take
like,
it.
can't happen any other way, people. It has to. So how competitive does it really get? Do you guys give stink eye to each other when you walk by the other restaurants?
100%.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
See, it's always the little ones you got to watch out for, right? It's always the little ones. Yeah, the bigger the breed,
Yeah.
the bigger the baby. The smaller the breed, the meaner.
The people asking where to find it at sunsetwalk.com. If you click on events, you scroll down, you'll see Best of Taco Edition. All the information is there on how you can get your tickets because, as Jimmy always mentions, this event always sells out.
Always.
It's a great deal. 11 tacos for $20. Come on, where are you getting that?
Exactly. And you don't want to take the risk of assuming you're going to be able to show up day of and just be able to buy
Yeah.
a ticket. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had several events where folks have made that mistake and only to drive and then realize they can't get in because it has to be a limited amount. These are restaurants that are coming up with these items. So they have to have a set number of tickets. So just get your ticket early and know that outside of $20 for 11 tacos, you're also going to be getting a car show.
Yeah.
You're going to be getting all kinds of street entertainment, a DJ playing music.
Our nonsense on stage.
Our nonsense at the bar drinking mojitos.
Yeah.
What date is this again?
Saturday, October 5th.
Okay.
We'd love to see you there, Lauren.
That would be very fun.
But we will be doing a listener challenge, and so I think we have an idea. We're going to select 3 listeners, and they will each have to create a taco on site, and then we get to judge. We will judge them, as everyone there will get to judge all the fine restaurants like Anthony's and BurgerFi and all the others. Day of, when you find your favorite taco and you get to vote, and they get an award, and that's bragging rights. The promenade at Sunset Walk is a great community, but it's filled with restaurants. So anything to make your restaurant stand out over the other, like a giant trophy in the waiting area when you walk into it, I think you take advantage of that opportunity to win, and that's why it's so serious for them.
Is that what you guys do, Ronald and Megan? You show off that stat, that trophy.
Oh,
Ronald
that
smiling
trophy is
like
beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yes, and I already have a place picked out for it.
I really like your attitude.
Ray doesn't mess around when he's planning this stuff.
No.
Ray Steins is here as well. He oversees all of this, and he's the one who makes sure that Jim Colbert Show and Real Radio are there, each and every year, and we appreciate it. Ray, he does a fantastic job. It's been kind of fun. This whole, it's definitely taken off.
Quite the journey. Yeah, this is our 6th annual, and couldn't think of better partners than you guys to do this with us, and frankly, why it's so successful. So we appreciate that. And tickets are selling quickly. So we're about 60% right now sold of the 1,000 tickets that are available. So we absolutely encourage people to do that early and not wait till day of at sunsetwalk.com. But yeah, there's a lot going on that day. Ross Padgett is making a debut appearance at the Wharf nightclub.
New Papa Padgett.
That's a huge one. So
It is.
Ross's comedy that night, hanging out. So and that's a free event as well. So wow, there's going to be a lot going on.
It is, but for $20, you cannot. I mean, good luck trying to find this kind of delicious food and the entertainment for you and the whole family for $20 a head. So sunsetwalk.com. Do not wait. Get your tickets. Plan to be there with us on Saturday, October 5th. The weather should be perfect, so it's going to be great weather for eating your face off.
It'll be
You never
nice.
want it to be too hot because then you can't really pig out.
We're at that turn, right? We're making the turn.
We need a little bit cooler so that when you get the meat sweats, you won't feel it as much.
Exactly.
It could be the meat sweats. It could be the mojito sweats. They're all worth it.
100%.
Yeah, exactly, Megan. Thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing your food. We really do appreciate it. Can't wait to see you on Saturday, October 5th. Megan, I just hope for nothing else that you get to put the trophy in that new spot because I would not want to be around you if. But this is why it's important to go and to eat the tacos and cast your vote because your votes are really what's going to determine which restaurant is going to walk away as the winner for this Sunset Walk Challenge, right?
Yes.
Don't let Ronald and Megan scare you into making your choice.
Yeah, we need the support, guys.
You need support, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The freshest taco is going to win.
She's really throwing down the gauntlet.
She is. She's
prepared.
serious. She's scaring me a little bit.
Is she? Is that why you're
yeah,
leaning a little
like
bit
I'm not
closer
gonna
to
tell
me?
her which taco I liked better. I'm afraid.
both have to have been great.
I'm afraid. They were both delicious.
They're both delicious, and we look forward to having those as well as the 9 others on Saturday, October 5th at Margaritaville for the Sunset Walk Best of Challenge. Ronald, Megan, thank you guys so much for coming in. We really do appreciate your time and for feeding us this afternoon. And then we'll see you on Saturday, October 5th.
Sunsetwalk.com. Just click on events and you'll scroll down. You'll see it. It's the 6th annual Best of Taco Edition. Spectators are free, but don't be a spectator.
No.
Get your ticket and get the tacos and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You gotta have the tacos.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And like Ray said, if they're already 60% sold,
Get on it.
You definitely don't want to wait.
A week and a half out.
Yeah, you don't want to be the ones looking in the fence on the way in saying, but I thought I could get a ticket.
That is actually typically a challenge in Central Florida. We're so used to like a last minute crowd where they don't do a lot of advanced sales, but a lot of times
you can't do it anymore.
You
can't. It's getting crowded in here.
It's getting crowded. Events are selling out faster
and
faster,
and especially really unique ones like this one.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing where people really want to go.
And affordable as well. Unique and affordable, and that automatically makes it an easy sell.
Parking free.
Oh, that's right. And it's so easy to get to.
Ray makes things happen.
He does.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And Lauren, bring the family. You're invited, please.
I will. Thank you.
Love to have you.
It sounds delish.
Excellent. Well, once again, put your hands together for Megan, Ronald, and Ray. Sunsetwalk.com to get your tickets to join us on Saturday, October 5th. We will see you there. Right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more with the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer with an update on all things tropical. Eyes on what will become Hurricane Helene, a major hurricane for us here at home, and it's something we're going to continue to watch closely over the next couple of days. Wednesday is an impact day for scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll have to watch that tornado threat as well, especially as we head into the day on Thursday. Highs for our Wednesday near 90, a little cooler with widespread tropical rain on Thursday, an alert day with highs in the middle 80s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep that heat outside during the summer. Keep it inside during the winter. Maybe too much outside noise getting inside? Maybe you should consider replacing old windows and doors. Use that laminated insulated glass. It can provide as much as 100% improvement. We want to keep that outside noise where it belongs. Of course, that's outside. And as far as rebates, they got you covered there as well. $100 per window and $200 per door. They're also offering 24-month no money down, no payment, and no interest financing. And it's easy to find their showroom. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out the windows of your dreams, have them installed. Your house is going to love you. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online at trusttheleaderfas.com.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with SafeTouch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF2000249.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're seeing the unseeable. Using advanced imaging technology, our experts can look deeper into the human body, uncovering the smallest of details that would otherwise go unnoticed, leading to more accurate diagnoses and treatments. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. When looking for an attorney, I would choose experience. Do they care? Will they pick up your phones? I'd avoid the guy who sounds like this when he picks up.
I'd do anything for you. I got plastic wrap, I got a shovel in my trunk, and I got a boat at the marina. Next to this mofo.
If If you want to hire a law firm who's willing to work this hard just to do a commercial, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Offices, Orlando.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
The Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
What up, guys? Support from Duval.
Duval.
So Jimmy's off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe Friday? Uh-huh. I see exactly what you guys are doing. Trying to pull a fast one on us. But we see right through it. Jimmy's moving again. Later.
Love you, Duval. But no, I don't think that's the case. Still, you never know. It is Jim. We don't know.
Yeah.
But no, he should be back with us on Friday. But that's okay. He can take another day off because today we have Lauren Rowe filling in with us.
Woo!
Thank you, Lauren. We appreciate that.
You guys gave me tacos. I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all good.
The Director of Communications over at Orlando Sanford International Airport. I know we're not expecting a lot of impacts necessarily here in Central Florida, Lauren, but it is always interesting, because when you think about what folks have to prepare, by the way, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Jim will hopefully be back with us, weather permitting, on Friday. You've got Deb Jack, and like I said, our special guest co-host today is Lauren Rowe. And as we get ready for Tropical Storm Helene, right now we're all like, man, I don't want to move my patio furniture. But you guys have planes to move.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more serious prep at an airport than maybe, say, in your own backyard.
Yes, for sure. I mean, for the past 3 days or so, we've been getting updates on just, what happens. Our vice president and operations director, George Speak, he really is in charge of kind of giving us all of the information that we need as we get in closer to a storm. It depends on just how bad the storm is, right? So you have commercial aircraft that are there overnight. If you have a really bad storm or hurricane, our commercial partners, Allegiant, they would move their aircraft out of Florida. So they'll fly them out, get them out of the area if there was an actual hurricane or a storm that was going to be that damaging. And that has happened in the past.
Right.
When we have hurricanes that come through our area, they will move the aircraft from Florida and then bring it back when the storm passes to resume operations. We don't think that's going to be happening. We think it's probably not going to affect us that much. And then we have general aviation aircraft out on the tarmac. We have a flight school there, and they have a lot of aircraft out there as well. So
what do you do with all those little planes?
Yeah,
a lot of little planes. They'll be hangared. A lot of times people will shift over or loan hangar space to other people who might need it during those time periods. Again, when in doubt, if you've got a bad enough storm, they'll just fly them out of the area and then bring them back. But we really think this is not probably going to affect us very much. So maybe some squalls, possibly some high winds. But in general, probably not going to affect our operations too much.
Still want to check your airline before you make the trek to the airport, just if you can get yourself a little extra time without having to, but always call your airline before you get in the car.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, our commercial carrier is Allegiant, and they're always on our website. It'll always have the up to date, what's been delayed, what's been canceled. And Allegiant Airlines, they have an app. You can always check. But again, if you go to our website, flysfb.com, we usually are pretty up to date on what's going on. So hopefully, knock on wood, we won't have any real interruptions come the end of the week.
Has it been fascinating to learn just how something like an airport has to prepare for something like this?
It is. And it's... Well, when you have tropical storms, right? You have all sorts of things in an airport that can be blown away, right? We have an entire commerce park. A lot of what we have at the airport is businesses, right? That are not necessarily aviation. We have aviation businesses and non-aviation businesses, and we have an entire commerce park. And so you're dealing with anything that any commerce park in the entire Central Florida region would be dealing with. You have, high water. You've got roof problems when you have high winds. So
Power outage.
Power outages. Anything that you would have in any small town, you would have in an airport as well. So
because it's like a small city.
Yeah, it really is. And our crews will stay around the clock. They'll sleep there. They'll be there around the clock anytime we have a tropical storm or anytime anybody might be in danger, or if we have any property that might be in jeopardy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big job.
It is. It's
What's the weirdest thing? That happens out there, or things that you wouldn't expect? Is it like gators on the runway? Or
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Jack, you would ask me that question. Okay, the weirdest thing that I don't know, I'd have to ask someone else.
UFOs.
Nothing too weird. I'm trying to.
That's good.
Think.
That's
yeah.
very good. I was just thinking of like the things you don't think about when it's you're in charge of an entire airport. That you have to make sure that the planes have a nice smooth runway and you don't have like roadkill out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a lot of animals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a ton of sandhill cranes in the area. And in fact, I'm always like, stop. I'm always like, we need a crane crossing. Can we get a crane crossing? I want crane signs. Because they're little baby, especially this time of year, the little babies are going with the moms and the dads. And I'm like, wait, everybody stop. I want to get out of the car. Stop. There's a crane crossing here at the airport. So I mean, it is Seminole County. We definitely have quite a few birds and a lot of wildlife out there as well, for sure. So yeah, it is. That's part of it.
Easier to deal with the cranes than sometimes the people, right?
Well, I have to say, I think our travelers are really great. I mean, the passengers who come to Orlando Sanford International, they love the airport.
Oh, well, it's
huge
the easiest
fans.
airport to fly out of.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got great passengers. We really do. We've got very loyal customers, people who like coming to the airport. We're smaller. We're easier to deal with. People are just not as stressed at our airport, right? So everybody's nicer. Everybody is much happier.
I've experienced it on the flight to Memphis. And if you need to go where Allegiant goes and that day is right, man, I like it because 15 minutes from my house, boom, I'm parked. I'm at the airport. And you're right, it's just easier to move. You're not dealing with the crowds and that long security kiosk. That is
everybody's
crazy.
just more chill and happier at our airport.
Yeah.
And the average time at our airport is 78 minutes, and that's like from drop off to takeoff.
Yeah.
I mean 78 minutes. Yeah. I mean, you can't go to an airport for less than 78 minutes.
No.
It's just really hard.
No, now they say just show up for 4 hours and just hope.
So that's the average time in our airport. So it's definitely it's really just kind of one of those places where once you kind of get the groove, like you said, Jack, if you have destinations.
Yeah.
Like a perfect example is Allentown. Like we're one of the few people that fly directly to Allentown.
I almost took that flight last summer.
And it's
for your trip to Rhode Island
this summer,
right?
No, we were going to the Poconos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We were going to the Poconos, and so I was looking at it was either Newark and then to my sister's house.
Oh, right,
or
right.
the Allentown, renting a car and then just driving in because it was only like an hour away.
Yeah.
From that point, yeah.
But we have daily flights to Allentown. It's a huge destination, and people go in and out every time. But here's the point: if you find that destination that you go to on a regular basis, and you can fit it within your schedule, and when you're going, I mean, there's just no better way to go.
Memphis is a huge one.
Memphis is also a great destination. Asheville, we have daily flights to Asheville.
I did not know that.
No, Asheville's huge. So, I mean, the big ones are Asheville, Nashville, Allentown. We have flights to Austin. We have flights to, I'm trying to think of the other really fun places that we go to. We go up to Newburgh, New York, which is not, Manhattan, but if you're going up, upstate, that's a great place to go. It's definitely the whole business model for Allegiant is to really serve those secondary markets that other airlines don't serve. And so people who do use our airport and fly Allegiant, they're very, very loyal because they appreciate the fact that they're getting this direct flight to their hometown that they can't get to from any other airport. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, for somebody who grew up in, Green Bay with Austin Straubel Airport, you're not on a lot of flight routes. So being able to go back and see family or even just plan a trip that isn't cost prohibitive,
right,
because of where you need to fly out of, really means a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
Because they don't make you jump through hoops to be able to go back and see family,
Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, we love our passengers. Allegiant's also very pet friendly. We have a lot of pets in the airport.
Really?
One of my favorite parts of being in the airport is just all the dogs. My office is actually downstairs where we have like a baggage claim, like right where my office is.
So you get to be by all the dogs.
I'm constantly around passengers, and so I'll be like, oh, there's always dogs and kids, and right outside my office. It's a lot of fun.
Now, how long have you been with the airport now?
I've been at the airport. It was 6 years in April.
And then, so for those who who've just moved to Central Florida, you spent how many years at Channel 6?
14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then before
13,
Channel
14
6?
years. Before Channel 6, I was in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
Before that, I was in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania. And before that, I was in Erie, Pennsylvania.
So, yeah.
So I was in Pennsylvania for 3 years, Kansas for 3 years, and then I came here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over a decade at Local 6.
I was, yeah. Yeah, for sure. It was a great time. It was certainly, TV news has changed a lot since then.
The media landscape has changed so much.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could I don't know that I could go back. It's a little different than when I was there. But yeah, we enjoy travel. I enjoy working at the airport. I've got great management. Our new president, Nicole Martz, is an amazing woman to work for and just a great leader. And yeah, it's really been a wonderful experience.
And it's great because it's a new chapter, but it allows you to continue here in Central Florida.
Yeah, and I go up to Seminole County, which is, I live in downtown Orlando. I'm an Orlando girl, so I get to go up to I always joke. It's like the Mason-Dixon line. I cross it every morning when I head up to Seminole County. But yeah, so I work in Seminole County. I have lots of great friends in Seminole County, but we're Orlando folks. We live in downtown, always have. So it's fun though. I like being on both sides.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Now you get to be the other side, right? Now you get to be the side that gets to talk to the media.
I do, yeah. We had a
media.
little plane crash recently, and I had to talk to the media, which was interesting. I hadn't had to do that before.
And then you got a chance to go, wow, you people really are a pain in the ass.
Well, it was interesting though, because I remember I was just, I was thinking to myself as I was already home and I was already feeding my kids, and we have a flight school, right? So we have like planes that go off the runway every once in a while, kids trying to land in the grass. So that happens quite often. And I get calls all the time. I'm like, no, it's just in the grass. They're fine. In the grass, they're fine. In the grass, fine. And I remember one of my bosses called, and I'm like, oh, this is real? And he's like, yeah, it's real. I'm like, oh, I have to come back. So I remember going back up and talking to the media and stuff. And there was a little plane crash, lots of fire. Everybody was okay, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I just remember it was funny. I was like, I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question. I can't, it was just for me to be like saying it. It was just really weird. I was like, I could tell you, but no. Just
I couldn't let you leave the tarmac.
No, it was definitely interesting. It's always fun to see my friends as well on the other side.
Yeah. Well, our texting service is currently weighing in at 77031. Come on, don't tell all the crazies about Sanford Airport.
Oh, is that what they're saying?
Yeah, don't blow up.
No, they don't want people who love coming to our airport. They don't want the secret to get out. They're like, don't tell anybody about this great airport because we want it all to ourselves. So I get it. I get it. Totally.
It's one of those things when you find a restaurant you like or something. It's like, how much do you want to share?
Exactly.
Yeah.
On one hand, you want to share and say, hey, I found this great thrift store. But at the same time, you're like, don't tell them about that great thrift store.
Exactly.
Because then
you want it all to yourself.
Exactly. You want it all to yourself. Well, thank you for sharing, part of what makes Orlando Sanford International Airport a little bit special.
It's good. Just check it out. We have lots of places.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Well, we hope. Still doing that Key West run? Does Allegiant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I just checked recently. Yeah.
Really?
We are through the fall, at least. I just recently checked. We are still doing the Key West run.
Jack, tell people what that is for those who do not know.
Well, last time Lauren was here, she told us, because it's something I never thought, it's like, wow, that's such a great idea.
Yeah.
But in the morning, there's an Allegiant flight that goes from Sanford down to Key West. And then, by late afternoon, they're flying back. So people go down to Key West. They'll spend the day in Key West, maybe do a little bar hopping, not too much bar hopping.
Because you have a flight to catch.
Yeah, seeing the sights and then flying back. So it's a day trip to Key West, but, flying out of Sanford on Allegiant to do that, and it's not too expensive. And it's a hell of a lot better than driving to the Keys.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You get to have your whole day if you fly down there.
Yeah, so
on
I'm
Allegiant.
looking right now, and we do fly. And so right now it'll leave at like 8:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
You get in at an hour later. You leave at 5:53 in the afternoon. You get in an hour later.
Yeah.
And it's $100.
Which you cannot drive to the Keys for $100.
No. So you're there from like 10 until 5, but you got to be there a little earlier. But you got considerable amount of time there.
You
to kinda
sure?
explore. Key West is not that big.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And it would take you 8 to 10 hours to drive there.
Matter of fact, any longer in Key West, you might be getting into trouble.
Well, yeah, and they do. I think at one point in time they started warning people.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
If you come back intoxicated, you will not be allowed back on the plane. So they have gotten a little, but it's great. You can it's Sundays and Thursdays. It looks like Sundays and Thursdays.
Well, a great option for a weekend getaway where you don't have to spend all day in the car worrying about if there's going to be a car wreck on the 7 Mile Bridge that will keep you on the bridge for the whole weekend.
True.
I know.
Yeah, and there's fun little itineraries. We've done a little AI itinerary here and there on things to do, and and I mean for that you can go more than once.
What's
right?
the
website? FlySFB.com. So SFB is our airport code.
Yeah.
So we like to say SFB, simpler, faster, better.
Oh, good. Who came up with that one?
Before my time.
Okay.
I would like to take credit, but no, it had nothing to do with me.
well, if they're not here, take credit.
Take credit. We don't know. Nobody hears them.
Nobody's
any
paying
wiser.
attention.
Exactly.
Nobody's checking.
I think it was Lauren Rowe who came up with that.
Too funny.
But I'm happy because we thought for a second that route had ended.
No, it isn't. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. It's all the way. It's all the way through. Right now, through May is how long it'll
Party
let
in
me.
the Keys.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Definitely a lot of fun. And like you said, a heck of a lot cheaper than trying to drive all that way down there.
For sure.
Because you'd have to spend the night, because by the time you got down to the Keys after driving, there is no partying or anything. So with a day trip on a plane, cheap, easy, and fun.
Yeah, and you can go snorkeling.
And then you can
do
get
all
home
sorts of
before
fun
the cops figured out it was you.
Well, that's true too, I guess. Yeah, I never thought about that, but you're right about that as well.
Always have to have a plan.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, want to know, are you feeling overwhelmed? A lot of people are. So some experts are recommending you make a to-don't list.
Oh.
So everyone has a to-do list. I'm weird about my to-do lists, but now they're saying try a don't list. We'll talk about that and more coming up next, so keep it here on Real Radio 104.1.
Are you registered to vote in the November 5th general election? Not to be a nag. But go to realradio.fm/vote 2024 for resources and make your voice heard.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at a slow ride in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at heavy traffic southbound on the Turnpike due to a crash blocking the shoulder near Consulate Drive, causing backups to the I-4 exit. Still seeing delays southbound on the Greenway due to the earlier crash reported near Landstar Boulevard. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Compare your quote. It is so easy with that mortgage guy, Don. Already have a mortgage quote and you're wondering if it's any good? You know, a recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. But don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind. That mortgage guy, Don, can help. It's so easy to compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just go to the website, hit the button that says compare, and upload your quote. That mortgage guy, Don, is going to tell you if it's any good, and you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. Peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Score your next used car during the Winning Drive sales event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Used car prices start at $89.88, and credit problems are no problem. Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home with a lifetime warranty.
Bid number 5Y104975 plus taxes and fees with approved credit.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about Champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising...
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in? Or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
Yeah, if you want any of that or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
The Greater Orlando Sports Commission brings you the Celebrating Women in Sports Luncheon 2024 with a silent auction of over 55 amazing local items. Celebrate greatness, support sports tourism in Central Florida, and bid on incredible silent auction items. Bid now at GreaterOrlandoSports.com.
So you want to be my client? You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries? Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Of course, it's Mo Manji, the realtor. Yeah, I love Sanford Airport. I think I've flown to Canada from over there and to Puerto Rico too. Super easy, it's close to my house. Usually just kind of bother my younger brother to drop me off. Thanks, bye.
Well, thank you, Mo Manji. We appreciate that. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Jim will be back with us, weather permitting, on Friday. You've got Deb Jack and our special guest co-host today, Lauren Rowe, the Director of Communications for Orlando Sanford International Airport, and getting a lot of love on the texting service, Lauren. A lot of listeners texting in and saying because you made that suggestion for a day trip to the Keys, husbands were able to treat their wives to something special they had no idea about. Getting all kinds of good points for that.
I love that.
Isn't that
You know
cool?
where else we go is Niagara Falls.
Ooh.
Oh,
I've
it's
been
a little
wanting
longer of a flight, though.
a little longer, you know.
I wouldn't suggest that as a day trip.
No, I don't think it's a day trip. But isn't that supposed to be like a real romantic place? So I've always thought it'd be fun to do that, especially in
would
the
be
fall,
fun,
like fall foliage. I mean, let's face it. This is all about the fall foliage right now. Going anywhere but here.
Yes. Yeah.
Got to be a peeper.
Yeah, I was up in New Hampshire a little too early, Labor Day, a month too early to really see the change last year. But a couple years ago, I had to drive from New York all the way up into Canada, and it was just
goodness,
beautiful
I
in
know.
October. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Perfect drive.
That's the
Perfect
only
drive.
time I get really depressed in Florida.
Is when we don't see the colors
in the
change.
fall.
Yeah, that's
right?
what you don't get.
Like winter. We could you can go see snow, do a quick little trip. I'm okay with that. Summer, I don't even. This summer was really awful, but I don't mind that much. But yeah, fall, I get a little depressed because the rest of the world is so beautiful right now.
You just have to go to North Florida to see the fall, the maples and stuff.
True, that's true. That's
But,
true.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah, I'm with Jack. Go to Asheville, North Carolina, and go see the fall color there.
Yeah. Check out the Biltmore.
Oh, I love the Biltmore.
Me too.
Oh, that's a special piece of property. Sits in the middle of North Carolina. Really, really pretty there. So thank you again for that suggestion. Anytime you guys have something cool going on at Orlando Sanford International Airport, make sure we know, because these are all like great ideas for weekend trips and stuff like that.
I agree.
And if you don't know, you wouldn't know to ask.
Yeah, I will keep letting you know.
Yeah, because you made a lot of listeners' lives a lot happier.
I know, they were excited.
All right, well, I actually, when I read this story, I thought of you, Jack.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, because, being the program director here, of course, a husband, a father, the show producer, I would imagine, how many to-do lists do you have going at one? Like, do you have separate lists for at home, at work?
Yeah, I do, but not enough, because there's there's things I forget. Like, I'll forget that it's like, oh, I know I need to do this. And if I don't write it down, that's what I wake up thinking about. And it's like, well, I got to get up now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I got to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to forget.
Do you do the same thing? Are you a to-do list maker?
I'm awful at making lists. I mean, like, truly. My husband's like, why don't you write it down? And I think for a long time, and you probably will understand this, at women of somewhat of our age, for a while, it was good. Steel trap, I got it. It's all right here, right? It's like, I got it. It's all good. I remember whatever. Please, those days are so long gone. And I still don't write it down. And it literally, I do have a whiteboard. I do better with like a whiteboard, but I really have got to start making lists. Like it's really bad.
The whiteboard is good because it's so visual. You just see it there when you're not looking for it.
Right.
Like you put a list on your phone, you have to go to the list to see the list.
Right. Which is,
the whiteboard is always facing you. It's always present.
I will make a list, and then if I haven't completed the task, I don't get to cross it off. So then I'll have like piles of to-do lists.
Yes, but see, you're already less chaotic than me.
Yeah,
already.
But that's.
So I have a list on my phone, but it's something that I have to do every week. And by the time I do it in the week, I'm like, well, I might as well leave it. I have to do it again next week. So I never get the satisfaction of marking that one off.
Okay, well, how about if you do a to-don't list?
Okay, talk to me about the to-don't list.
Which was interesting because I don't think like that you overcommit to social engagements.
Oh, I try not to.
Okay, yeah, but that's what this list is. So what they're suggesting is write down the things that are time sucks that you are doing that you don't necessarily have to do. And the more beautiful thing is they're saying you don't have to make one of these lists every day. You just make it once. And then you check in to remind you of the things you don't want to be doing. So one of the suggestions is don't overcommit to social engagements. Are you a big one for that, Lauren?
Not anymore.
Yes, if you can
I used to be.
Yeah.
What is it about getting older? Like, you're less likely to leave your house.
You don't like people.
Yeah.
You don't like people.
That's what
you
I'm
have more
finding.
exposure to people you've had, the less tolerance for people you end up. Yeah, it's kind of like a new allergy you develop.
You know what? That is very true. I'm trying to be very nice. Like I'm trying not to. I'm not. You know, you're putting it all out there, talking about allergies and things, and I.
All right, here's another one.
I'm trying not to go there.
Don't offer to do favors for everyone. Are you?
No, well, that's not going to happen anyway.
Wow, it's like being bookend. Female Jack, male Jack, male Jack, female Jack. Jack.
Jack and I are just looking at each other like,
I got you, boo. Yep. I got you.
I know.
Okay,
no.
well, this one I don't think is a possibility for either one of you guys because I don't see how you could put down don't schedule meetings before 11 a.m.
Well, I'm a morning person.
Okay,
I'm a 5 a.m.er.
Okay.
So
I don't know how, because 11 a.m. is almost like prime time for before lunch meetings. How could you? I mean, I would say before 9 a.m. maybe don't schedule a meeting, but isn't it starting at 9, like game on?
Well, yes, and I work for the government. So it took me a while to figure that out. Like I'm a morning person, so and I will wake up. The first thing I do, I'll make lunches for my daughter and my husband and everything, but I will sit down early because that's when my brain works the best. And you know, I'll send an email. You know, my boss will get an email at like 6 a.m. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, that's when I think best.
Yeah.
You try to get me to do anything at like 9 o'clock at night, and it's game
Good luck,
over, right? Like I can't even function. But yeah, for a while, I would like get to work and I'd get going, right? And I kind of, in my own little office, kind of downstairs, I was kind of away from everybody else. And just when I was ready to kind of start engaging, right? I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go talk to people. I need to engage. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about that. It'd be like noon. And I'd walk upstairs and it'd be like crickets because it's government. People would be gone on lunch.
Oh, right.
Like, what is this lunch thing that you talk about? Like, how is this? What is this lunch thing?
Speaking of
who takes lunch?
The other thing on this don't list is don't skip lunch just to keep working.
Oh, well, okay.
Are you
to me, lunch is like a waste of time.
An accessory?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting lazy.
Jack, what about? Well, I know Jack.
I'm gonna heat up some soup.
He's clever though, because he wears headphones with a microphone, so you never know if he's like in a Zoom meeting or.
Oh, you're one of those.
Well, today I did.
Brilliant.
I put on ocean sounds. 100% true story.
I'm pretending like I'm in a meeting and I'm not listening at all.
I just got my headphones on. It's ocean sounds. It's like, all right, let me bang some stuff out. And anyone listening, I know we just got back. We just had the emergency alert system.
Really?
Tropical storm warning, and that includes Northern Lake, Orange, Osceola, Seminole, and so our area is under a tropical storm warning.
Also, this just in. You remember we have a SpaceX Crew 9 mission that was due to lift off on Thursday afternoon at 2:05.
Yeah,
this is the flight that's supposed to go to the International Space Station to get Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. And as it turns out, NASA has now delayed that launch.
Yeah, so, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Even though you figured on that side of the coast, I mean, we get so used to that cone of...
That's the mistake.
That cone of uncertainty. Oh, that's where the storm's going. It's like, oh, yeah, it's going to miss us.
Well...
But the storm is always bigger than that when you actually look at the radar.
Well, and that was the other thing that we really didn't discuss earlier when we were talking with our meteorologist is that... What is the circumference of this thing, right? Like
right.
Some of them are tighter.
Yeah.
Some of them are larger. And clearly, if we've got now a tropical storm warning or watch.
It's a warning.
Now it's
so
a warning.
now we have a tropical storm warning for Orange County. So this is obviously a fairly large.
Actually, this is for Lake.
Yeah, well, Northern Lake. I thought it said Orange, Osceola, Seminole.
I have one for Mount Dora.
Yeah, it just went on
Just
the air.
came across.
Yeah.
So then this is obviously circumference-wise a pretty big storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the governor said earlier today during his briefing that they're expecting the impacts to stretch 250 miles from the center of the storm. So Kevin Guthrie, the emergency management director, said, listen, Space Coast to Panama City is going to feel some effects of the storm. How much, they can't say. So the goal
as long
is...
as it's out of town before football. No,
hey, you are not the only person who was thinking that. Everybody is like, just don't mess up our weekend.
We shouldn't say that. It could be a very devastating storm for the
It
Panhandle.
could, and listen, and for who knows at this point. Again, this is the first time in the National Hurricane Center's history that they've ever predicted a storm of major category strength before the storm itself has even formed. So this is the quickest, and I think what they want to do is they, with every storm season and with every storm, you learn the lessons. And with Michael from 2018 taught us that whatever the models and whatever say, that storm is going to determine what happens. And if it just sits there and takes the time over 86-degree water, we could be looking at what we thought was a 4 turning into something worse. But Jack, I'm with you. The last category I'd seen was category 3. So when I heard Governor DeSantis this morning say that they're expecting it to be possibly as strong as a category 4, it's like, all right, well, this is why we're doing what we're doing, right? We're watching and paying attention for you. Of course, we'll have the latest update coming up at 6:45 when we do. You heard it here first, our last little news segment before we close up the show. But what we're going to do right now is get ready to talk investment strategy with one Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth, and we're going to be doing that next. So keep it here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Did we fight on Halloween one time? Weren't we in costumes fighting one time?
No, I got in a fight with my ex dressed as Paula Deen.
Wait, she was or you were?
I was dressed as Paula Deen. She was a stick of butter and also a stick of bitch. And that was that fight. So.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound for those traveling by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash blocking the right lane on I-4 at Lee Road, causing stop-and-go delays from Parr Street. Looking at a problem right now northbound on Pine Hills Road, where a crash blocks all northbound lanes between Golf Club Parkway and Silver Star. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is live right now in our YouTube chat. You go to YouTube, search Jim Colbert Show. You can watch us live, but you can also take part in the chat there. Answer our question of the day. We'll get those results at the end of the program. Today it's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. That's where you go when it's time to either get that next home, get that new mortgage, or maybe it's time to refinance the mortgage you currently have. With interest rates coming down, it might be the right time to take advantage of the equity you've built up over the years. And the person who can help is Brad Siebert. You connect with him online at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. That's who I used my refi with several years ago. Fast, easy, got a great rate. He worked with me, and he can work with you as well. Whether you got good credit, that's awesome, get a great rate, or even bumps in your credit, maybe you have to put a little more down, but he still has many loan programs for all, including VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans, for all your mortgage needs. Again, this website is WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 66247, Equal Housing Opportunity.
The biggest headliners in live music shared the stage this past weekend at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Big Sean,
Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Gwen Stefani, Halsey,
Hosier, Keith Urban,
New Kids on the Block, Paramore,
Shabuzi, The Black Crows, The Weeknd, Thomas Rhett,
Victoria Monet.
Chris from the band Coldplay.
This lineup for this festival is nuts.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Get ready to relive the once-in-a-lifetime moments starting October 7th, only on Hulu.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
As storm season heats up, your Better Business Bureau reminds you to make a list now of trusted professionals. If you need help after a hurricane, who will you trust? Protect your home and family by choosing licensed, reputable professionals. Turn to bbb.org to find a better business.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for Benjamin Moore paint. They have over 3,500 Benjamin Moore paint colors to choose from. You can also bring in a sample and get a perfect color match to any color you want. Every Tools Ace Hardware has friendly and knowledgeable associates to give you expert advice on your paint project. Plus, Tools Ace Hardware has everything else you need, like brushes, drop cloths, rollers, paint trays, and more. Tools Ace Hardware has 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
I'm Katie. I was in a bad car accident. I woke up in the hospital 6 weeks later. My husband called attorney Glenn Klotzman. I met with Glenn. He said he would take care of everything, just keep healing. I feel blessed he was there to help. I'm doing well. I'm so thankful Glenn Klotzman was there for us. The results he got for us were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com. Office Winter Park.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Together, you say goodbye, and I say hello.
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio, free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, Deb, you said do a to-don't list because you want to get rid of your time sucks.
and work was on that list. I don't know what to do now.
Have a cold beer, my friend. While listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. And again, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. We do know you have choices out there, and you chose us, and we really do appreciate it. The Jim part of the show will hopefully be back with us on Friday. And in the meantime, you've got Deb, you've got Jack. We've got our special guest co-host today, one Ms. Lauren Rowe, Director of Communications, Orlando Sanford International Airport. And every Tuesday at this time, we like to do a little something called It's Only Money.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth.
Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
And put your hands together for Scott, who had to walk up the stairs today because our elevator stopped working.
I was wrong on that. I don't think he took the stairs, but he's still out of breath.
I-4 was a parking lot.
Oh, I-4 is a parking lot. That's what I heard, the traffic report.
Yeah, I usually give myself lots of time, and I feel very proud of myself that I've done this. Today was the day I didn't give myself lots of time, and of course, I-4, rose up to the occasion.
I-4 never lets us down.
No, it does not.
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing awesome.
Yeah?
How are you guys?
Oh, hanging in there.
What'd you guys do at gym?
He took some time off, but his plan was to return. I think travel day for him is Thursday.
Thursday evening is his flight.
I hope he likes where he's at.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
So we may or may not have him back on Friday, but either way, we're prepared for a backup just in case.
Gotcha.
Well, I know before we get into today's topics, we're going to talk a little bit about investing, we're going to talk a little bit about politics, but we also really want to make sure that folks who want to go to your free seminar in Lake Mary coming up in November know that there are a few seats available.
There are. We have some availability. We just did Mount Dora last week, which was a huge success. I was down with the Rona. I had COVID for a few days. And why are you looking away, Deb?
I don't know where in the world you could have picked up the Rona.
Yeah, I don't know. Rumor has it
you were in the same studio.
Might have been, yes, you might have been patient number one. But anywho,
just call me Typhoid Mary.
You guys are like you have super immunity right now.
We do.
Yeah.
And I never even hugged him because I'm a Midwest hugger.
She is a hugger.
Hugs everybody.
Yeah.
I did not hug him that day, but I still.
I'm not convinced you gave it to me.
Thank you. I think it was Jimmy.
Yeah, it was probably Jimmy.
Wait, he didn't have it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
All right.
Always identify the scapegoat. So
I'll stay out of it, especially if we're attacking Jimmy.
Yeah. So, yes. So Lake Mary, November the 2nd, we're having an event, and we had one in Mount Dora that went very well. We're going to have Greg Rossler there, who's the Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security expert, like we always do. We'll be talking on the 5 topics that retirees or soon-to-be retirees often overlook. The biggest mistakes that they make, and there are a few. So yes, it's a great event. I think we have room for another 7 or 8 couples. We typically have 50 or 60 people at these events. Fill up the room, you get a nice meal.
Yeah, great meal.
Ruth Chris, again, November 2nd. I think you have to be there at 11 or 11:30. I'll have to get back to you on that, but it's 11-ish. And yeah, it's free. You get food and hopefully some good information on a Saturday, which we do there on purpose,
right?
Because a lot of people say they can't make the weekday events,
which is great because I know that since you have scheduled the Saturday events, they tend to fill up quicker than anything.
They do. They're our most popular ones for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's dive in with both feet. What are we going to touch on first?
Well, I think one of the I was thinking about it this week about 37 years in this business and how people approach investing, and typically they come from one of two places. They're either aspirational, meaning they're kind of optimistic and they've got certain standards they want to meet. I'd like to travel, I'd like to do this, I'd like to send my grandkids to school, I'd like to do all these things, and I'd like to work with a firm that helps me do that. They give me back my time. Administratively, they're very solid. Their communication is good. Their processes are good. I understand them. I understand why they do what they do. And it's not that it has to be perfect, because it never is, but understanding the process and the methodology. Conversely, some people come to it from a fear-based standpoint. You know, I've been saving for 30 years. I got all this money in my 401k. I did all the right things, but now I am terrified now that I'm 62, 63, 65. I've got this money. I did the right thing, but I don't really want to lose it. And everything they do speaks to that fear. Like, I don't really want to pay for anything.
Right.
I don't really trust advice. I always liken it to when I used to do meetings back in the day. I'd speak to groups of 401k participants, and there'd always be that one guy sitting in the front row with his arms crossed. And he was very, very angry with me. He didn't really know why, other than I wanted to talk to him about his money because he was fearful. You know, he was nervous. He had anxiety about it. You know, you come to find out when you talk to these people what's really driving the quote unquote anger, and really it's anxiety. It's I don't know what's going to happen. You're going to tell me when the market goes down. Well, I got news for you. If I knew when the market was going to go down, I would be the first person I tell, right? But I don't, and no advisor does. So when you come at it from a fear-based approach, you're engaging a part of your brain that's kind of the oldest part of your brain, your amygdala, that survival part of your brain.
Yeah,
that is
fight or flight.
Fight or flight. It's designed to tell you to run from the saber-toothed tiger, to fight the other team, to throw stones when you need to get water, to kill the animal, to do the whatever, right? That's your amygdala. That's the oldest part of our brains, and that's the part we engage. That's the part of the brain, I like to tell people, it's the part of the brain that made you drink that third shot at the tailgate, right? It's like your prefrontal cortex, on the other hand, is the part.
Don't do it.
That's the part of the brain that's supposed to tell you not to have the third shot, because we know after the third shot things are going to go awry, right? So when you're dealing with fear, you're dealing with your primitive mind that is fear-based, is survival-based, is fight or flight. When you're dealing with aspirational things where you say, I want to do the best I can. I understand that life is random. I understand when things happen, I have to deal with them, but I can't control all the things that happen, like politics and wars and all of the things that we worry about. And that's your prefrontal cortex. So what we want to do is disengage the amygdala and re-engage the prefrontal cortex.
Now, do you find a lot of the fear-based investing maybe comes from the fact that at that age, they're coming to you with that nest egg, is the realization that if I mess this up, there's going to be no chance for me to make this money back up again. I mean, I'm SOL, so I have to get it right. Everybody I employ has to get it right. They have to have the perfect information, because if I lose this money, I can't get back into the workforce and make it back again. So do you see sometimes that aspirational and fear-based comes from a place of being able to make up losses?
I think it's what you said. It's the fear. There's no doubt. The fear comes from the idea that I'm 62, 68, whatever the number is.
Right.
I don't want to go into the workforce again. I don't want to be forced to. And if I mess this up, theoretically, I would have to, if even that was possible, right?
Right.
So that does concern people. But one of the things I try to tell people is, look, just because you retired, that is not indicative of the world ending, right? You've been saving money. You've been through good markets. You've been through bad. If you've been doing this for 30, 35 years of a career, 40 years of a career, you've seen everything. You've seen 2008, the Great Recession. You've seen 1987. You've seen, the bond market of 94. You saw 2022 after COVID. You've been through it. You just didn't have time to worry about it.
Ah,
right?
That's a good reminder.
You didn't. You were busy with life, right? So what happens to a lot of retirees, I find, is when they finally quit working, they turn their focus to their money. And what comes from that is a little micromanagement. It's a little overthinking. It's worrying about, now you're sitting in front of the news all day.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but I have not watched any news where it's just good news, right?
That's not our job.
That is not the
Scott.
news. I understand.